Classic and
online and on DAB.
Classic and 21st Century Soul. This is Solar Radio.
The Mike Parlett Show on Solar Radio.
Online and on DAB Digital Radio. This is Solar Radio, your classic and 21st century soul station.
Girl, if you really want to get your funk on, you better check out the Mike Parlett Show here on Solar Radio. He's the funkiest white boy I have ever known.
Classic and 21st Century Soul. This is Solar Radio.
The Mike Parlett Show on Solar Radio.
classic and 21st century soul.
She's just a woman like any other who needs love.
This is Solar Radio.
Yes, indeed. And we want to wish everybody, I hope you had a wonderful Christmas time. It is me, your buddy Mike Parlett here. And we are wanting to say a big thanks to Bob Semple for another fantastic show. Bob, thank you. He'll be back again next week with another Back to Basics with Bob Semple. It's me, Mike Parlett. We got a very special guest in the house today, and he's going to be coming in. His name is Vinx. Now, if you don't know who Vinx is, I'm going to tell you a little bit about who Vinx is. He's my special guest today. He is undoubtedly one of the most gifted improvisational vocalists performing today, with that rare range from jazz to funk, bossa nova, blues, and back again. Each audience takes the world tour with Vinx as their private guide. Soaring vocals, intricate, layered melodies and grooves, and his primal drum hand holding it all together mark the signature style that makes Vinx a standout. So he's going to be my special guest today. Vinx has played with many people like Stevie Wonder, Sting, Herbie Hancock, Sheryl Crow, Bradford Marsalis, Ernie Watts, just to name a very, very few. We're going to be having him on the show today. Really excited about that. Yes, indeed. And this is something brand new from Greg Manning. We played this last week, but this is definitely appropriate for the new year coming up. And we want to say a big Solar Radio Merry Christmas and Happy New Year to all our listeners. This is Be Strong, Greg Manning. Mike Parlett here in the chair with you for the next 2 hours. So glad you could join us. Thank you so much. And thanks for staying with me all year. Hope you're going to be with us next year and throughout.
Radio. For classic and 21st century soul. Solar.
It's the Mike Parlett radio show. We are so excited today because we've got a very special guest coming in to the studio. His name is Vinx. She's not actually coming physically into the studio, but he will be with us from Cairns. He's in Cairns, and he is such an interesting guy. I'm going to talk a lot more about him. But it's going to be today. With me, Mike Parlett, and we've got Billy Kent coming in as well. It's going to be maybe playing a little bit live for us here on the show. It's going to be a lot of fun. We're looking forward to it. We certainly hope you had a wonderful year, and of course we're going to play you this wonderful track from Warren Hill's great saxophone player. This track called Fallen. Beautiful bit of soprano saxophone playing on this. If you want a big shout out today, please do come on our Facebook page where we're broadcasting live here. And of course, please go to my YouTube channel, Mike Parlett Radio Show here on YouTube. And of course, we're here for you on Solar Radio, your classic 21st century soul station. Sound of Warren Hill, and he's the one that made I Want to Be Close to You, I Want to Be Good to You famous with that wonderful saxophone solo. It is me, Mike Parlett, and I've got my special guest coming into the studio today. Well, he's coming live from Cairns, and his name is Vinx, and this is one of the songs that made him famous. and I hope you like this. This is actually his version of his album. The album's called Groove Heroes. So let's have a listen to this, if we can get this to work. And so far, I'm not having any luck getting this to work. So we'll come back and get working for you. In the meantime, we're going to play a track off our Solar Radio CD, the More Solar Soul.
You've been feeling low. Well, I'm here just to let you know.
And this is Binky Womack. One of the standout songs of last year, or this year, just about to close on us.
We all need to pick me up. Someone to put
Vitamin B.
in your cup. And that's some of the things I do. So I don't mind being with you, baby. If that's what you need, mama, I'll be there for you when you need. You better believe it. Girl, what you need is this vitamin B, and that's me. Take all of me. Vitamin B. Been around the world, met a lot of girls, lots of conversations. What they think a man should be. But once I'm in your system, and ooh, we get to kissing. It's heartbreak, instant relief. With you, baby, spending time, 'cause that's what it takes, mama. I'll be there for you when you need. You better believe it. Girl, what you need is this vitamin B, and that's me. Collision.
myself, I'd give plenty time to all these decisions lying in my mind. Holding hands or put my arms around her waist, neither one of these two will I try and haste. Taking my time to work the problem out, yet trying to convince her that there is no need for doubt. Myself again to think deep within and remember when we first met we were only friends. Throw a kiss or try to taste her tender lips. Will these be the factors that will make our life a trip? But just in case things don't settle well with her, I'll say that I'm sorry and keep hoping for the best. Decide how to go. Is she mine? I want to know. So don't think too long. Mine decide how to go. Is she mine? I want to know. 'Cause it's head on collision. Mine decide how to go. Is she mine? I want to know. 'Cause it's head on collision. Which way do we go? One of us must let the other know. By taking our time, we will work our problems out. Till death do we part, or as friends we'll begin. Decision, 'cause it's head on collision.
Absolutely love that song. Heatwave and Mind-Blowing Decisions. I want to say a big shout out to a few people today. I want to say hi to Hector listening to the show today, and also say hi to Anita, and also say hi to Guy Hertobitz and Dave Thomas. Thank you for joining us on the show today. This is one of the songs that we worked on earlier on last year. This is an album by Matt Johnson, the musical director for Jamiroquai. And this is his track. It's called With the Music. It's Mike Parlett with the Mike Parlett Radio Show here on Solar Radio. Hope you're enjoying the show today.
All right. Where's the music? Where's the music? Oh. Where's the music? Where's the music?
Still loving that song. I had so much fun mastering that album. It was a lot of fun, and certainly honoured to be able to do that for Matt. That's Matt Johnson, and with the music from his album of the same name, featuring all kinds of stars, UK session musicians on there. It's the Mike Parlett Radio Show. We are bringing you up to the end of 2021, and hopefully we can have a better 2022 if you listen to the show live. But of course, our shows are archived and catalogued all over the place. So if you'd like to be involved with that and get a copy of our show, please subscribe to my Mixcloud page, where you can download a copy of the podcast that we do each week on Mixcloud. And of course, subscribe to my YouTube channel. It's Mike Parlett on YouTube, the Mike Parlett Radio Show. It's great to have your company each and every week. We're going to play a track from Vince. Now, Vince is, at the moment, he's on a Zoom call with some other producer, but we are going to be speaking to him probably in around 20 to 25 minutes, so stay tuned for that. But in the meantime, I'm going to play you a track that he recorded on his album, just by the name. It's called Vince, the album, and we're going to play you this track called Tomorrow is Another Day. Vince, great drummer, great hand percussion, and certainly a wonderful singer. Check this out.
It's not my passion without the passion. We're just two people checking each other out, yeah. I did adore ya, not to explore ya. Well, it's a time for us to move on. And ooh, all we gotta do is simply tell the truth. Although we have tried, please no more lies. Oh. Tomorrow is another day. It's time we go our separate ways. Tomorrow is another day. Try it now, there's no more to say. So let's move on. Let's move on. Let's move on. Let's move on. So don't disown me like you never known me. We're just two people checking each other out. No broken dishes, last farewell kisses. Well, it's time for us to move on. And ooh, all we gotta do is simply tell the truth. Although we have tried, please no more lies. Tomorrow is another day. It's time we go our separate ways. Tomorrow is another day. Try now, there's no more to say. So let's move on. that's another. This is not a home, so let's move on. Tomorrow is another day. It's time we go our separate ways. Tomorrow is another day. We tried now, there's no more to say. Let's move on. Let's move on. Let's move on. Let's move on. Watch it, shoot it, what? Somebody big and put to the pot, to them, shoot to the that's a great way to be big and put to go, to gain, to go. So good, what about that? Somebody big and put. Tomorrow is another day.
Christmas time is here again. Everybody spreading cheer, family and friends. I began to think, and immediately I feared, what would it be like if you were not here? There would be no smile on my face. There would be no holiday for me. There would be no Christmas without you. There would be no Christmas, no. It would just be another day, yeah. There would be no Christmas. There'd be no Christmas without you. Everybody's buying gifts for all of their loved ones. People spending time. Everybody's having fun. Fun to me is having you in my life. All the joy that we share can never be compromised. Like a tricycle with no wheels. Like a diner that serves no meals. There won't be no Christmas without you. No Christmas without you, no. It would just be another day, yeah. There would be no Christmas without you. No Christmas without you, no, no. There would be no holiday. Christmas time is really here. Filled with laughter. If you weren't in my life, there would be no Christmas time. There would be no holiday. Hey, no holidays. You're the reason for the season. No reason for giving gifts on December 25th. You're the reason for the season. There'd be no purpose for celebration. Merry Christmas to all of you, yeah, yeah. La, 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 la. Merry, Merry, Merry Christmas.
Isn't that wonderful? That is the latest album from Frank McComb. That is his Christmas album this year. Came out this year. And No Christmas Without You. Frank McComb. It's the Mike Parlett radio show. We are waiting on Vince to come on. That was a track by Vince we played earlier on. We're going to play a track from Darren Ron and Wayman Tisdale. And this is their version of What You Gonna Do About It. Right here on the Mike Parlett radio show. I hope you're enjoying the show today. Please keep those little messages coming through on my Facebook page. And my email address is mike at talentedstudios.com, where we can help you with all your production needs. Yes, indeed. We are very privileged and enthralled and very happy to have the man in the studio today. The amazing Mr. Billy Kent is in the house. Oh, yeah. Put the headphones on, Billy, so you can hear what's going on. Put your phone down. Get untangled. Get yourself situated. It's the Mike Parlett radio show. We're going to talk to Billy Kent. Don't worry about him just for the moment. Billy, how you doing? Talking to the mic so they can all hear you.
Mike, thank you very much.
There he is.
Great to be here.
Great to have you here. And tell us a little bit about Vince.
Vince is my good buddy going back, I can't even tell you how many years, but many, many years. And he's a big inspiration to me. He's always watched my back, and he always keeps me in the loop, but he's a wonderful guy. He's toured with Sting. He's got great songs. I think Porch Light was one of my favorites that I'm still a fan of today, and I hope we get to hear it today.
We will hear it.
Otherwise, he's got a lot of great songs, and I'm happy to be here in the studio, and we're going to get Vince on shortly.
Yes, and let's talk about you, though, before we get Vince on. Let's not completely steal your thunder with Vince, but we got a new... We're actually talking about doing our new, your new CD.
We have a new
we've been
record album I'm working on, a vinyl, and it's almost ready. It'll be definitely early 2022. But my last album, 2018, it'd be nice to play a song if you wanted to on that. Yeah,
we'll have to do that. And just tell us, it's going to be a best of Billy Kent. Now, let me tell you about Billy Kent, because he's not very good at promoting himself, because he's so humble. But he's quite a talent, actually. He's a great singer-songwriter. And one of the things that you've done more recently was you did some writing for Tower of Power. We played that song
Not
last
necessarily
week.
recently, but definitely 4 songs they recorded, starting in 87 all the way to 93. I did the lyrics, working with Greg Adams on that, the horn arranger.
Yes, Greg Adams, who is a horn arranger for Tower of Power, and I believe still does he still play with them?
No, he doesn't. He was with them 25 years, did all those classic arrangements, and now he has his own band called East Bay Soul.
East Bay Soul, that's right. Yes, he does. Let's play a track. I want to play this because it's kind of that time of year. It's one of your songs, and this is your version of Spooky.
Oh, okay.
We're going to play this for you.
Love you so.
Billy Kent, I love this version. Absolutely fantastic.
Spooky little girl.
It's the Mike Parlett Radio Show, and if we're very lucky, we get Billy Kent to sing live on the show today. Might be possible?
In 2 weeks.
Yeah.
In the cool of the evening, when everything is getting.
Are we off? Hey, Vink.
I call you up and ask you if you want to go with me and see a movie. First you say no, you've got some plans for the night, and then you stop and say, alright. Love is kinda crazy with a spooky little girl like you. You always keep me guessing, I never seem to know what you are thinking. And if a fella looks at you, it's for sure your little eye will be a winking. Now I get confused, cause I don't know where I stand. And then you smile and hold my hand. Love is kinda crazy with a spooky little girl like you. Spooky, I said now spooky. Oh, whoa, all right. Someday to stop this little game that you are playing, I'm gonna tell you all what my heart's been dying to be saying. Just like a ghost, you've been haunting my dreams, so I'll propose on Halloween. Love is kinda crazy with a spooky little girl like you. Spooky, I'll say now spooky. Oh, whoa, all right. Yeah, so. Always keep me guessing, I never know. Spooky little girl, I love you so.
Yes, indeed. Something brand new from Sharon Ray, and this is something we played a little bit while ago, a few weeks ago. This is something called "We Should Be in Love." Brand new one from Sharon Ray.
Your tide is rising, rushing deep, making me so wet. And all I want is to hold you, feel you next to me, next to me. Tell you you're all I want, you're everything I need. We should be in love, counting the hours till I see the pleasures night will bring. The wine and candles and the slow dance, how you'll romance me. And all I want is to kiss you, feel your lips on mine. You are my fantasy, my dream of love divine. We should be in love. We were in love, every day would feel like spring, and every night the heat of summer love making. If we were in love, all my dreams would become real. You would have all of me, you know just how I feel. How I feel. When we're together and the shore stars light us in silhouette, we're making love beneath the moon. Stars light us in silhouette. We should be in love. Mhm. We should be in love. We should be in love.
Absolutely beautiful song. That is a wonderful singer by the name of Sharon Ray North, and We Should Be in Love. And did you like that, Vince? That's a nice song, right?
Yeah, that's one of my students, actually.
It really is.
Yeah, it's funny. I thought you did that on purpose.
No, is that really one of your students, or is that a Vince joke?
Yeah, no, that's one of my. Yeah, she's from Soul Kitchen. She's from our retreats and all that stuff. Yeah, she's in Richmond, Virginia.
Yes, she is. That is right. Very good. Wonderful song called "We Should Be in Love." Welcome to the Mike Parlett Radio Show, Vince. It's wonderful to have you, and an honour to have you on the show, sir. Great to have you here.
Great pleasure.
Let's talk a little bit about you, and then we're going to go into play some of your music as well. If you're watching our show online at the moment, so we're on Facebook, and of course we're on our YouTube channel. There he is. As you can see, there's Vince. Wave to all the people.
There you go. All right.
There we go. We will be able to kind of get you on on the stream at some point when we can get that sorted out for you at your end. You're in Cairns at the moment. What's the weather like there?
It's beautiful. It's night now because I'm 9 hours ahead of you, but it's beautiful sunny day today. everybody's chilling at the beaches and all that stuff. So no complaints at all here.
Now you're originally from Philadelphia, right? I believe.
No, originally from Kansas City, and then I moved to Los Angeles, and then I went to Santa Fe, New Mexico. Then I went to work at Berklee College of Music for 13, 14 years, and then I moved to France from that.
Now,
after New Hampshire.
I didn't actually ask you when I spoke to you before, what actually was the big deciding factor on you moving to France, apart from it being such a wonderful place to be in Cannes? But was there a big reason why you decided to go and live there?
Well, after living in New Hampshire and being tased and everything else, it's time to go, right? But also, most of my shows are at big jazz festivals here in Europe, so it's a lot closer. And at one point in my career, they said, do you want to play this show in Tulsa or do you want to go to Prague? I said, so I chose Prague.
Right.
So.
Oh, well, good. Well, hopefully when I come over there, I'll come and visit you. And there's a lot of private boats out there and everything. So
there you go. There you go.
Certainly be a wonderful place to be. I've played in down in Saint-Tropez before,
nice.
And in Monaco. I've played there. I guess that's not too far from where you are. Very nice indeed. No nice part of the world. My special guest is Vinx, and just to let you know just who Vinx is, if you don't know him already, he's toured with some of the greats like Stevie Wonder, Sting, Herbie Hancock, Sheryl Crow. One of my favourite saxophone players, Ernie Watts. You've been out on the road with him as well, haven't you?
That was the first one, Ernie Watts. That was my first Grammy, actually.
That
was way back in the day.
And you've recorded with some of these people as well. So, I mean, we haven't prepared this interview, listeners. We're just doing this on the fly. And what I would like to do is maybe have Vinx talk about some of the people that, some of the recordings that you've done with them and that we can go back and play. But before we do that, we're going to play some of your own stuff. And this is a big hit for you, Porch Light. Tell us about this.
Now, Porch Light, when I lived in New Mexico, and that was my stop in Santa Fe from Los Angeles. And I was trying to drive to Kansas City, which is about a 30-hour drive, and halfway was Santa Fe. So I would put the little drum machines up in the window while I was driving, and I just sang this song until it was completed by the time I got to Kansas City. And it's about porch light, because when I was young, my mother would turn on the porch lights, and that means you have about 10 minutes tops to get home.
Huh.
Before some people use the street lights and such to let you get the signal that you need to bring your butt home. So that's what we do. So porch light is like that reason to check in and go home and feel that love and everything.
My special guest is the amazing Vinx on the program today, and this is Porch Light.
Find myself in time. And how will you ever know? I thought of you with every other woman's kiss. And how will you ever know that I remember you most? And it's good to be home. Porch light is on again. Lit up unusual. Porch light is on again. Are you waiting for me? Boy next door is coming home late. Wonders never cease. I never knew there was so much in such a small town, so dream about dreaming, not counting my old dog, fat boy. You were my first kiss, at least on the lips. You were first lover, my first lover. Oh, were you just the first to love me back? What's life is on again, later than usual. Do-do-da-day. What's life is on again. Are you waiting for me? Now I'm coming home to find the vision that never leaves me. Now I'm coming home to find the magic that surrounds me. Yeah, yeah. Now I'm coming home to find that when that big old wind blows, the sands of time blow back in your face. Now I'm coming home to find, although it's good to be home, I can't wait to leave. Cause life is on again, later than usual. Cause life is on again. Are you waiting for me? What's life is on again.
My very special guest on the program today is Vinx, and I can see why Billy Kent likes that music.
What's life?
Sounds like one of your influences, Billy.
Later than usual, later than usual.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you've known Vinx a long time, right?
Long time.
Say hello to Vinx.
Hey, Vinx, what's happening?
Doing, Billy?
That's it. Here we go. Coast to coast, country to country.
Yes, we are here at Talented Productions on the Mike Parlett radio show. I'm very honoured and privileged to have Vinx on. And Vinx, you've worked with so many different people. We're going to come back and play your song that you did with Brenda Russell, and she's one of my favourite songwriters. So many great hits and iconic songs that she's written, and you've worked with her.
Yeah.
And you've worked with quite a few other people here. I've noticed, Will Downing, of course, you worked with him.
Yeah, so that's what happens when you get old. Stuff starts adding up.
Yeah. Well, I'm looking here, and it's just like there's only just the tip of the iceberg of some of the people you work with. You've even worked with Tom Jones. How did that happen?
That's the very first song. That's the very first song that someone else covered of mine. And it was so strange because, like, he's sticking his hips and doing his Tom Jones thing. And I'm like, wait a minute. You don't even know the girl. How is that possible? So, but it was great. It was a great way to open the door for me as a songwriter.
Yes,
Tom Jones,
absolutely. And let's talk about, I do want to talk to you about your work with Sting as well, and tell us about that.
Okay, cool. You want to talk about that now, or you want to talk about Patrice Rushen, who I did a duet with her on Touch My Heart, which is a song that Tom Jones fell in love with, and he put that out on his record the first time. So
it's called Touch My Heart, right?
Yeah, and Ernie Watts was the first saxophonist I played with. And yeah, that was a great experience.
Yeah, Ernie Watts
that was a great experience.
Certainly one of my all-time favorite saxophone players.
Mm-hmm.
The track with Patrice Rushen, was it actually called "Touch My Heart"? Because I'm trying to pull it up.
Yes, that's "Touch My Heart," and that was on the CD. I Love My Job. It was just a duet piano and me with her.
Right.
And there's a Tom Jones version also on, I think it's on YouTube as well.
We're going to see if we can try and find that. I'd love to play that track. But we're going to come back and talk to you about this track that you did with Brenda Russell. It's called Don't Talk to Me Like That. Tell us about this.
Now, that was great. We were in a castle at Miles Copeland's castle in France. So we're surrounded by all these medieval defenses. You know, the castle's full of narrow staircases and you know, openings for the arrows and the archers to shoot out. And so we walked around this castle, and all we did was focus on medieval terms. And one of the things was the people you know best know how to hurt you. They really know how to get in there and just talk to you, like, you know, they know how to push your buttons in a way.
Yeah.
So it's a love song, but you can't love without the balance of the challenge of love, you know. So now that's what this song is about. So you hear all the references as a lyricist, me putting things in the framework of a castle and defensive positions and all that kind of thing. So I love the song. I love working with Brenda Russell. We've written maybe 6-7 songs together, and yeah, she's a jewel.
Oh yes,
you know, she's one of them.
And she's a very humble person as well, isn't she? I mean, for all the success she's
very,
she's very down to earth. I mean, and you know, that's kind
she's written great songs like "Get Here" with Alita Adams. She wrote her biggest song was pianos. He plays piano in the dark.
Yeah.
She wrote "Find 100 Ways." She did "A House Is Not a Home" by Luther Vandross.
Yep. Let's have a listen.
She's all over the place.
This is Don't Talk to Me Like That. My special guest, Vince, on the program today.
That's great.
A statue in your room, stone silent, I'd wait to hear your secrets and understand why your words cut so deep. Only you can. Don't you talk to me like that, yeah. Whoa, yeah. Don't you talk to me like that, yeah. Don't you talk to me like that, yeah. Whoa. So clearly I see that I have no strategy. Let it. This soldier retreats, perhaps to fight another day. Swords broken, blows taken. My pride's been forsaken, yeah. I don't just talk to me like that, yeah. I don't just talk to me like that. I don't just talk to me like that. Don't you talk to me. I yield to you emotionally. Raise my shield to you. It's your victory. you talk to me like that? Yeah. Don't you talk to me like that, yeah. Oh, yeah. I don't you talk to me like that. Yeah. Don't you talk to me like that. Nah. Oh, only you know how to hurt me like that. Oh,
Also covered by Will Downing. Don't you talk to me like that. Don't you talk to me like that. Don't talk to me like that, Billy. My special guest is Vince on the programme today. And it's wonderful to have you. What a great song that is, Vince.
Only Billy knows how to hurt you.
Only Billy knows how to hurt you. You're not going to come up with a witty response to that, Billy?
Yeah, I got. How about Just One Dance? Didn't we collaborate on Just One Dance off the Storyteller album?
Yeah.
Enough about me.
We did that too.
Yeah. Beautiful. Now, let's just tell the listeners who's on that track. We got some amazing people on that track. So
that track was I wrote it with Brenda Russell and Mark Cawley. On bass was Lonnie Plaxico, who is the bass player for Cassandra Wilson, Federico Pena, who's a friend of mine from way back, and I met him when he was playing with Michelle Indego cello.
Wow.
He's a keyboardist. And then Greg Howe was a great guitarist and teacher, and he used to be with Michael Jackson as well. Now I think he's teaching at GIT in LA. And then Dougal Chancellor's playing the drums. So there's some, rest in peace on him.
Yeah.
So it was great.
Yep.
A great group of guys.
I want to say on your website there's a few little quotes from some iconic artists about you, Vince. One of them from Al Jarreau said, "The future of vocal jazz innovation is safe in the voice of Vince." That's
wow,
cool, man.
That was great.
And there was another one from Stevie Wonder himself said, "Vince is the gift you give someone you really care about."
Yeah, that's so nice.
That's cool, right?
I love that. My favorite quote was the one from Betty Carter. After the show, she came up to me and she said, "You sang a little bit, don't you?" For me, that was a huge compliment from her. But Al Jarreau was talking about my version of Moon Dance. I did a version of Moon Dance that he loved so much. It was me and the drum.
And we'll see if we can pull it up to play. But right now, I want to play a track that you did with Herbie Hancock and some others. Tell us about this. This is a track called "Somehow Did You Know." Tell us about this. Something you wrote.
Yes. I always dream of writing a new standard, and so this is what I came up with. And that Taj Mahal, who was the first guy I ever played with back in 1978. He was the one that told me, I didn't know his music. I thought it was a building in India somewhere. So he invited me to come up and play with him at the Montreux Jazz Festival in 1978. So I went to sound check and I said, "Mr. Mahal, what do you want me to play?" Seems like a reasonable thing to ask, right? So somebody you don't know. And he says, "I want you to play what you want to play. I got you here because I like what you play. So if you play what you want to play, I get what I want." And I'm like, wow. I said, "I can play anything?" And he says, as long as it doesn't suck.
Yes.
So he's the first guy who gave me permission to be myself. He says, whatever I do, as long as it's me, that's what he wants.
As long as it doesn't suck. Well,
So,
your music definitely does not suck. So
So when I did my first record, he came to the session and I said, Charles, you want to sing, play some guitar on this for me? And he just said, I don't know, I feel like whistling. So he just starts whistling, did what he wants. So he got me back after all those years. And there's Herbie Hancock and Bill Hirsch, the bass player. And then you got Branford Marcellus who comes in about the bridge, you know. It was great. These guys, we didn't rehearse nothing. We just listened to each other. And it was a great growth spurt for me.
Amen.
Man, it was a great.
Let's listen to this. This is Vince, my special guest today, and his composition featuring all these legendary musicians. Somehow Did You Know? Now everybody whistle, come on.
How did you know I needed you when I did not know myself? How did you know I wanted you, though I cried for someone else? Oh, I never meant to hurt you, but I imagined that you know. So how did you know? Somehow. How did you know on the other side the grass would be brown? How did you know when the cat's away I'd be afraid to make a sound? Oh, you let me bitch and moan. I guess you knew I'd come around. Somehow did you know? Somehow did you know? How did you know I tried to scare you with words that weren't true? How did you know to ignore me, though I blamed you for my blues? Ooh, yeah. It's true I meant to fight you, but I never thought you'd win. Somehow did you know? Somehow did you know? Somehow.
You just have to just pause and listen to that before you say anything. Absolutely amazing. My very special guest on the program today is Vince, and that was beautiful, Vince. I got to say that Branford Marsalis is my idol when it comes to playing the soprano saxophone. He has got the most beautiful soprano saxophone sound in the world. If I could come close to that, I'd be very happy.
Yeah.
I want to say a shout out to some people listening to the program today. I want to say hi to Angela O'Neill, who's also a great singer. She's tuned in and she says, Merry Boxing Day. She says, Merry Boxing Day. We don't say Merry Boxing Day, but we'll take it. Thank you so much. Yes, also I want to say hi to Kevin Williams and also Sue Wall tuned in, and Linda as well. Hey, Linda, thanks for tuning into the program. Lots of people tuned in listening to you today, Vince. We've got to mention a few others. Guy Hertobitz, Gurpreet is tuned in as well. DJ Lady G, who's also our very own solo presenter, is tuned into the program. And Billy Kent is tuned into the program as well, aren't you, Billy? Yes, he's here. Great to have you here, Vince.
Yeah, he's supposed to cut my hair.
Oh, jeez, that's just wrong.
Good luck with that.
On that porch.
Yeah.
Exactly, on the porch. Man, me
Fantastic.
and Billy, we go way back, Billy. I'm so proud of you, man. You're always true to your art and your craft. You don't worry about the radio's got to say. You don't care. You just do what you tell the story you got to tell, man. I'm always proud of you for standing on that front line for your craft, man. That is who you are. And I love that.
Thank you.
I've got a whole plethora, and if you've never heard of Vince or haven't checked out his music, just go on to you can go on to his website. It's vinx.com, vinx.com, and just check him out, because I must say I hadn't been familiar with your music until now, Vince, and I must say I have had my eyes very severely opened and my ears very severely what's the word we should say? Pampered by your music. Pampered my ears, you did, yes.
I give all that credit to Dave Grusin, Don Grusin's brother, who got me started with Ernie Watts and into the studio musician world with Carlos Vega and all the cats. So I appreciate him very much.
Now, can we play an Ernie Watts song that you may have actually featured on as a recording? Anything you can bring to mind?
We didn't have digital back then, but yeah, it's the Musicon is the record, the album.
Oh yes,
that I was on Musicon. But that was great, and also Stevie Wonder. Look up greatest Taboo to Love, Stevie Wonder.
Oh, we'll play.
I'm
yes,
also on that one, and I believe that one is on YouTube as well.
Fantastic.
If you can find that.
Yes, so we'll definitely find it. We're going to pull up this album by Ernie Watts, and I'm a huge Ernie Watts fan, a very good friend of mine, but what an incredible saxophone player he is. And we're going to see if we can pull up a track off the Musicon album.
Absolutely.
Tell us how long have you known Ernie Watts for?
I've known Ernie since 1983. I moved to Los Angeles for the 84 Olympics and I got injured and I just stayed. Because in 1980, I was second in the world in triple jump, and then we boycotted Moscow, so I was not allowed to complete my dream, So I just, my head was down low and I just made my way to Los Angeles and tried to forget all about it. Good thing, because it made me really focus on music for the first time and not have to juggle between sports and music. So it was a great time and difficult time as well. That's LA. That's what it is. That's what you do.
Of course, absolutely.
You face the challenge and you do the best you can. I was very fortunate enough to bump into some really beautiful artists that kind of gave me permission to be myself, and I appreciate that.
Absolutely wonderful. I'm going to play. I can't find that particular Ernie Watts track, but before we go on, I want to play another one of your songs, Vince. That you recorded, you've done quite a number of albums as well, actually, in the past, haven't you?
Yeah, like 16 total. Because there's also the Jungle Funk collection with me and Will Calhoun and Doug Wimbish from Living Color, and so I'm all over the place. It's
from Living Color.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You mean the TV show Living Color?
No, the band, the rock band.
Oh, okay, right. There is a TV show called Living Color as well.
I'm also on that. I did a song called "The DJ Is the Law" that the Fly Girls dance to on the track. And there's another one called "There I Go Again," which they used as a title, as the love theme song for Northern Exposure, another TV series. So.
Well, I want to play this version of the Sly and the Family Stones track you did. You did a wonderful version of "It's a Family Affair." Very cool. Tell us about this quickly.
It's always a challenge to sing a song that everyone knows.
Yeah.
How do you take a standard and make it your own?
And you certainly did. Let's check this out. Your version of "It's a Family Affair."
There you go.
One child grows up to be somebody you just loves to learn. Another child grows up to be somebody you just love to burn. Mom loves the both of them. You see, it's in the blood. Both kids are good to mom. Blood's thicker than the mud. It's a family affair. 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 Newlywed a year ago, but you're still checking each other out, yeah. Nobody wants to blow, nobody wants to be left out, no. You can't leave, cause your heart is there. You can't stay cause you've been somewhere else, and you can't cry cause you look broke down, but you're crying anyway cause you're all broke down. It's a family affair. It's a family affair. Family affair. It's a family affair. It's a family affair. It's a family affair. Each other out. Nobody wants to blow. Nobody wants to be left out. No. You can't leave cause your heart is there, but you can't stay cause you've been somewhere else, and you can't cry cause you look broke down, but you're crying anyway cause you are broke down. Oh, it's a family affair. 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 A family affair. Family affair. Dragón Savage.
It's the Mike Parlett radio show. I really wish I didn't have to cut in over that, but I want to say hi to Raymond Coates, listening to the program today, another great singer. And I want to say hi to who else is tuned in? Jerry O'Connor tuned into the program. Thank you for tuning in, Jerry. Phil Phillips is tuned in as well, and lots of people tuned in. I want to say hi to Bernard van der Wedel, tuned in. He's in Belgium, tuned into the program. Not too far from you. Thanks. Lots of people. When we got Guy Hertebitz as well tuned in. He's in France, up in northwest France.
There you go.
Yeah, they're all tuned in to listening to you today. I want to talk to you a little bit about your work with one of your friends that you grew up with, and that's, of course, none other than Phil Perry. And here you are featured with him on this track from Ernie Watts, a wonderful tune called Music Prayer for Peace. I think that it's a very appropriate song to play at this time. And let's just talk about you and Phil Perry.
Oh, that's a great experience because at that time we were all just starting and getting into the smooth jazz because it wasn't a category yet. It was like me and Richard Elliott and Michael Ruff, Sheryl Crow, and also Vonda Shepard and Phil Perry, Carl Anderson. There's a bunch of us. Because there was no place for us to go. Radio wouldn't touch us. R&B didn't know what to do with us, and jazz at that point, they didn't even have singers really in it, except for maybe Al Jarreau, occasionally. But we were all trying to find our place. So we were a community of great singers and great artists that just have found a way to to voice our voices and get out there and create. And I was the guy singing and playing the drum. That didn't exist anywhere. So it was a
and I got to talk to you about that, Vince. Of course, one of the things you do, which is pretty unique. I mean, now all the kids, the youngsters like Ed Sheeran and so many others now are doing this looping thing, where I mean, I did this about 30 years ago, where you got I had this thing called a jam man, Lexicon Jam Man.
Right.
And
I worked for Lexicon.
Yeah, and I had one of these things, and we used to do this looping where you set up a little kind of loop, and then you'd sing over it, and then sing over it, and you build up a track live. And it's something you developed quite a few years ago, like 30 years ago, using your voice, and it's and your drum as well. Tell us about that.
No, that was with Lexicon at that time. They weren't making anything for singers. So I was taking regular equipment for guitarists and keyboardists and bass players, and I was trying to figure out how I could have control of my options as a singer. And so one of them, I took a device that was initially designed for guitar as a long delay. No one was even using it as a looping device at that time. So I was the first one to do that, and we created projects where we were able to create our own loops with the whole band because we are MIDI together. So we could create what we wanted, drop in and drop out. And that's how we first started that. But I was the only singer that had control of my own voice, my reverb, my echoes. If I wanted to octavize my voice, I could go up or down or whatever I wanted to do. I sometimes use a whammy pedal if I was singing, get the wop wop wop.
Yeah.
Wop 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 wop. If I was scatting, I could do what I want with my own scat and turn it into instrument. So I've been doing that for a long time, and it's a lot of musicians know me for that, but the public, they don't know anything about this,
Yeah. Well,
and before that, I think
cool.
my greatest accomplishment, I thought, was because I had an internal mic on my djembe when I was out with Sting days, and it was Roland that decided to go ahead and copy the bass frequency of the woofer that I was creating, the subwoofer sound, and they created the 808 sound for and which is now part of hip hop music, and they don't even realize where it came from. So that was always interesting. And of course, I'm always going for the future to give the vocalist a chance to be the instrument that we sometimes forget that we are.
Of course.
And so now I can turn like you do, turn my voice into MIDI signal and trigger any kind of sound module, old school stuff. I'm sure they'll figure it out.
Let's listen to this track. This is one of my favourite Ernie Watts tracks, and of course this is with you on percussion and background vocals, featuring Phil Perry. Ernie Watts,
yes,
music,
I love it.
Prayer for Peace.
Love it. Love it.
Extend to you this melody coming from my heart. It's a simple music prayer for peace. It's not much, but it's a start. There are so many people in this world who would love the threat of war to cease. And with them in mind, I'm offering a simple song all men can sing. And when they do, I'm sure the world will see an answer to the music prayer. Music prayer for peace. A music prayer. So many people in this world who would love the threat of war to cease. And within in mind I'm offering the kind of song all men can sing. And when they do, I'm sure the world will see an answer to the music prayer. Music prayer for
It's the Mike Parlett radio show. I never get fed up with that song. It's such a beautiful song. Music Prayer for Peace. Ernie Watts and featuring Phil Perry and my very special guest and my newfound friend, the amazing Vinx on that. Hope we get to play together one of these days, Vinx. Be really wonderful
and don't forget
to play with you. Oh, Dave Grusin, of course,
Don't
produced
forget
that.
Dave Grusin.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah,
Yes,
Down's brother. Yeah.
Yep. GRP Records.
Yeah, that's great.
I want to play a track before we say goodbye. I mean, it's just we need to do a Vinx part 2. We would have had you for the whole show, Vinx, but you were already on another Zoom call earlier on, weren't you? So
well, I do virtual workshops and lessons as well. So that's what that was.
Tell us about that. Just if people want to reach out with you and to you and connect with you, how can they do that, Vinx?
Just go to Vinx.com. It's easy. Everything's there. Vinx at Vinx.com. Everything. I'm easy to find. I'm the only one with that name, so it should be okay.
Yeah.
But just reach out. Yeah, reach out. I've got children's books. I do festivals, music festivals here in little villages and all things in Europe and all over Europe. So,
weddings, bar mitzvahs.
No. It's my job. It's my job to find a way for new artists to get their foot wet in Europe.
Vinx,
because, it's difficult.
Soul Kitchen, you gotta drop Soul Kitchen. Tell about that because that's good. That's a thing that you've been doing a long time.
Yeah, well, that's what I told you. Just go to Vinx.com. There's all kinds of stories, all kinds of stuff.
Let's play this track.
I love it.
Let's play the track you did with Stevie Wonder. Tell us about this. Taboo to Love.
Now, when I started working with Stevie Wonder, I was his fitness trainer.
Wow.
And I would come in, and Stevie Wonder would be on the exercise bike eating a bag of Chips Ahoy's, right? So I had to come in okay, here we go, Stevie. So he didn't even know I was a singer or anything because I didn't want to confuse my other job with that job because everybody's always begging for some attention and for his approval of everything. So I didn't want to cross the lines. And then one day, Stevie said Greg Poré asked him to play on my record, and I was doing a duet with Cassandra Wilson. And Stevie says, well, he doesn't play piano for anybody, so he goes and gets calls what's his name and plays his Bosendorfer. So we played on his piano, and he says to me, he says, how come you didn't tell me you could sing? I said, well, you never asked me. I didn't want to tell you. He says, I'll play on your record only if you play on mine. So I said, well, let me think about it.
Oh, yeah, right. Let me think about it.
So we went. It was so much fun. Stevie is such a great guy and a great relationship, and he's such an influence on a lot of us. And so he wanted the sound, and I was playing percussion, oodoos, and I went out and snatched some leaves, branches off a tree, so I could shake him and create the sound that he was looking for. So he loves that about me as a percussionist because I'm creative enough that everything that exists is a percussion instrument.
Yes.
So we had such a great time. And then he came and played Chicorea's piano on one of my songs as well with me and Cassandra Wilson. But this is Taboo to Love. So much fun.
My special guest is Vinx. Everybody, put your hands together for Vinx. I know they're all out there in Radio Land giving you a big, massive applause, Vinx.
Are you telling me you feel like you've never felt my heart? Don't you know those famous words, be seen but not heard, taboo to love? Are you telling me your eyes met hers to your surprise? But why my heart? How loud must you hear me say, have fun but don't play, taboo to love? Where's your lantern or candlelight, so to guide you through hidden spaces? Though it's said truth unveils all lies, feelings can't be left to roam. So you see you've lost your head,
but you use your heart instead. Beware of love. This is not like you at all. Vow to never fall. Taboo to love. Taboo to love. Taboo to love. Taboo to love. Where's your raincoat and overboots to protect you in stormy weather? Though it says when you walk in truth, love can bring you no harm. So you made up in your mind, you leave your fears behind. So brave, my heart. I guess your heart has made you see it's better to be free. No taboo to love. I guess your heart has made you see it's much better to be free. No taboo to love.
My special guest has been Vinx on the show today. Thank you so much for joining me, Vinx. And unfortunately, time has beaten us. We're at the top of the hour. We're going to hand over to Johnny Britt. But thank you once again. You're going to come back on the show, right? And come and be with us again?
Yeah, you got it. Anytime.
Big thanks to
Blizzard.
Thank you so much, my friend. Vinx.com. Big thanks to Billy Kent. Fantastic show. We'll see you again soon. Take care. Happy New Year, everybody. And we'll be back again next week with another Mike Parlett radio show. Massive thanks to Vinx. And we'll take care. We'll see you soon. All the best. And lots of love to everyone, all the Solar Radio listeners. Big up. Take care. We'll see you soon. Vinx.com.
Oh, I should have told her I needed her. I should have told her I cared. I should have told her I'd cry for her. I should have said, say something. I should have said something. Just say something. Please say something. I can look in her eyes, still understand, though I answer a different tongue. Still we see some excuse of what can go wrong. We claim to live to explore. Whoa, I should have told her I needed her. I should have told her I cared. I should have told her I'd cry for her. And I should have said, say something. Just say something. Please say something. Just say something. Anything at all. Well, I'm lost out of reach. Somebody's charm that I may never see again. Still I cling to the hope that's miles in my heart. Someday baby, you don't understand.
how much I love you, baby, and how much I wanna be your only man. Ooh, baby, just me, baby, 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 baby. You don't have to go. Stay.